Hello, hello, hello. I know it has been a while since I've done one of these videos for my art, but hello, abstract art lovers. I'm Trisha. Thank you for joining. The main reason, obviously, all right, if you haven't kept up, yeah, I do look a little different. I went and have done a whole head buzz thing that I did the end of May, and I'm keeping it up so far. It is a little different, I understand that, and this is going to sound so weird, but just rubbing it feels so good. I know that's weird, but anyway, aside from my hair, that's not why I came on here today. I came on here because I haven't done one of these in more than a year, which I know is awful, but it also means I haven't really painted anything in a year. I do have one caveat. I did paint, we can get it the right direction, my annual 4th of July painting. Let's see. We're going to get this right. We're going to figure out this. There we go. My annual 4th of July painting using only red, white, and blue. And I've been doing that for the last 6 years. Every 4th of July, I paint something with just red, white, and blue. And this one is called Yours, Yours, Yours. From the song Yours, Yours, Yours from 1776. My favorite way to celebrate the 4th of July is watching the musical of 1776. So anyway, I did do this because I felt remiss if I didn't at least do my yearly one. But that's kind of why I'm here. I'm stuck. I have not painted anything other than that in about a year or more. I think I know where part of it came from, but you would think by now that I would have already worked through it, but I still haven't yet. Yes, I am still working full time. I work a lot, and it is a pretty demanding position. So that is still there. But what was, I think, the catalyst last year, and I know we're going back a bit here. Last year I had a couple of things happen in the second half of the year that kind of threw me out here. Part of it was I was in a local cohort for that's not the right word, small business art people to get to do more networking, to learn more about how to run a business if you weren't doing so. There's a lot of people who are on the creative end who couldn't follow a spreadsheet if their life depended on it. Thankfully, I'm not one of those, and I can split brain. I'm a Gemini. What do you want? And I can do both. So I really was interested in what we were being taught and the different resources that we were given, and that was all good. But I do remember the culmination of this particular event or this thing, which was like 6 months long. This wasn't just a couple week thing. This was something that you had to apply for. You had to be picked to be in it. And this was my second time applying because they only have like 20 people at a time, or less than 24 people at a time. So, and you can imagine how many people do apply in a city, this size. So I was very happy to be involved. And it all culminated in a big, what they call a pitch, because that's what it was. You were to make a 5-minute or less pitch of what you do and what you need. But not everybody got to do that. They were only going to pick 8 people out of all of the ones. And I really worked hard on my pitch. I practiced it with friends and family. Had, I thought, an excellent PowerPoint. Everything was great. For whatever reason, I was not chosen as one of them. And, you know, I understand, sort of. But then I looked at who was chosen. And one of the things that I noticed, actually looking through the entire list of all the people who were on there, I was probably one of the most beginner as far as networking and having professional collaborations and things like this. I thought I'd be the perfect person for this particular type of cohort or this program. But as I was going through the biographies of everybody, especially the ones who were chosen, those people already were either in business full-time doing their art, and this could have been all kind of art, whether it was visual art, photography, dance, music, all of that was combined. But the ones who they picked were all people who were already relatively successful in their business and who, you know, who that was their livelihood, who also had LLCs and charities and things that they had either established or worked with or both. And I remember on the day of the pitch, even everybody was still able to set up a booth. And I set up my booth, and my booth looked great. And I will put some pictures of my booth so you can see it. Here is the picture of my booth. And I had a lot of my stuff. I wanted to show how you could do so much with paintings that are totally different from just, you know, a painting. So anyway, that is my booth. And let me go back here. So anyway, that was my booth. And other people's were, you know, everybody's booths were great. I had some friends tell me that who came to this night, you know, and they're the ones actually who brought it up. They're like, you know, the people who they picked to do the actual pitches, because you could ask for things. You could ask for money. You could ask for connections. You could ask for networking. You could ask for whatever it is that you thought you would need to go to the next level. And anyway, the friend said, those people didn't need this. You needed it because you don't have all those connections. You don't have all that. And they were just kind of disappointed. It was like those people that they picked really didn't need to be up there. They were already successful. And that did, they said kind of what I had already been thinking. So that just kind of put a damper, because that was in September of last year, and that just kind of put a damper on how things were going. And then I went out of town, and I had a vacation where I had some physical issues with my back. Ended up that I had a cyst pushing against my spinal cord, so it was making me miserable. And so I spent a lot of the time over the winter in pain, or trying to manage the pain, along with still working and everything. That got resolved, thankfully. And so that's resolved. Yet I still have not wanted to paint. I mean, I still have my studio. It's still there. It's still ready. I've got a canvas right up there, ready for me just to go in and do something. But for some reason, I'm just not. One of the things I also did, I do have an excellent website, and I'm sure you've at least seen it, or you've heard me talk about it enough, TrishaPenaArt.com, and I can show you just a peek about it in just a second. All right, this is the website. If you hadn't been to it lately, it's basically the same. Of course, I've added things, but it's there, TrishaPenaArt.com. Please feel free to visit and sign up to be on the collector list. That would be great. Don't worry, you don't get spammed. Promise. But the company that I work with for the website also does a lot of marketing. And actually, that's kind of what they're known for. And they are excellent at it. And so I had, for the last couple of years, been doing all my own marketing, following their calendar. They have a very detailed calendar of what needs to be done when. And between videos that I had taken and photographs that I have of my art, I was posting at least once a day on all of the major platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Okay, then I started even branching out into TikTok. And also in LinkedIn. So I was doing that already, but not getting much traction. So when they introduced a particular program that was new, and hence because it was new, it was still in a lower price point that I didn't mind spending. It was like, they'll do everything. Write the emails, do the posts, and all of that. So I said, well, let me try that. Possibly that would help. It would certainly save a few hours every month of me, posting things. The only thing they could not do, obviously, are videos, because they wouldn't have access to those, but they have access to your entire website and all of the information there. So they could obviously just link to, your different products and paintings. And I was hoping that for some reason, maybe I wasn't doing it well enough, and let them use their wording and everything, because they have researched all this, and nothing's changed. Sometimes I think I was doing a little better. I was getting more people when I was posting myself, but I'm also adding back in the videos that I had previously, because, even though I've posted them once, if anyone, is familiar with social media and all this, not everybody sees everything you do all the time, even people who subscribe to you. So it's fine to repeat something. Of course, I look a little different because of the hair, but no one knows that or cares, probably. So I just have no idea why I'm stuck. I really don't know. Because everything is fine. Work is work. Work is fine. I have a new little doggy who I would pick up, but he's asleep over there, and I don't want to mess him up. I have a new little doggy who is just turned 1 a month ago, and everything's great with him. My family's great. My parents are great. I'm in a relationship that is very, very supportive. So I'm not sure why I'm just stuck. Feel free to comment below and tell me how to get unstuck. I don't know if it was just burnout of doing it. I've got about 250 paintings that I did over the last 6 years. Well, 5 years, because I don't really count this past year since I didn't do much in it. But I was very prolific for a long time, and I'm not sure why it has just evaporated. If that has happened to you or something, just put something down in the comments. I'd be interested to hear how you broke out of it. Did you try just doing something totally different? Or did you just eventually, just pick it back up again? I'm sure I will. I just am not sure what's going on right now. So I thought I would come here, tell you hi, and yes, I am alive. Everything is good. Everything is fine. I'm just not sure what was going on with the different, with why I'm not in a painting mood. So thanks so much for your support always. And I do really appreciate it very much. Take care.